Mother Holle. Once upon a time, in a quiet village at the edge of a wide forest, there lived a widow with 2 daughters. One of them, Greta, was beautiful, kind, and hard-working. The other, Lena, was lazy, proud, and selfish. But because Lena was her mother's own child, the widow loved her dearly and spoiled her endlessly, while poor Greta, the stepdaughter, was made to do all the housework. Every morning, Greta sat by the old well spinning yarn until her fingers bled. One day, when she tried to wash her bloody spindle in the well, it slipped from her hands and vanished into the deep water. Crying, she ran to her stepmother to tell her what had happened, but instead of comfort, she received anger. "If you've lost it, then jump after it," shouted the widow. Trembling, Greta climbed onto the well's edge and looked down. The water shimmered dark and endless. With a whispered prayer, she leaned forward and fell. When she opened her eyes, she found herself in a strange, bright meadow filled with flowers. The air was warm, the sky golden. Greta began to walk, still holding her spindle. As she wandered, she saw a baker's oven filled with loaves of bread, calling out, take us out, or we will burn." Greta, kind as she was, took a long wooden peel and carefully pulled out all the loaves. "Thank you, dear child," said the oven. "You have saved us." A little farther, she came to a tree heavy with apples, bending under its fruit. Shake me, my apples are ripe." Greta shook the tree until every apple had fallen, then gathered them neatly into baskets by the trunk. "Thank you, dear child," whispered the tree. "You have done well." At last, she reached a small cottage covered in snow-white feathers. At the window stood an old woman with bright eyes and a kind smile, though her teeth were large and strange. "I am Mother Holle," said the old woman. "If you will work for me and make my bed well, so the feathers fly and it snows upon the world, you shall live happily here." Greta agreed and served her faithfully. Each morning she rose early, tidied the cottage, cooked, and made Mother Holle's great feather bed until clouds of white feathers flew into the sky like snowflakes. Days passed like dreams. Greta never felt hunger or sorrow. She was treated with warmth and care. After a time, however, she began to miss her home. "Dear Mother Holle," she said, "I long to return to my world." Mother Holle smiled. "You have done well, my child. Since you have served me faithfully, I shall send you home richly rewarded." She led Greta to a great gate. As the gate opened, a shower of pure gold fell upon the girl until she glittered from head to toe. "This is your reward," said Mother Holle, "for your kindness and hard work." Then she handed her the lost spindle, now shining with gold thread, and the gate closed behind her. When Greta returned home, her stepmother and stepsister could hardly believe their eyes. "Look at her," Lena cried, "covered in gold." The greedy widow demanded to know how it had happened. Greta told them everything, from the well to the magical cottage. At once, Lena insisted she must have the same fortune. The next morning, she marched to the well, pricked her finger, and threw her spindle in, then jumped after it. Just as before, she landed in the bright meadow and came to the oven. take us out, or we will burn," cried the loaves. But Lena snorted, "I'm not getting dirty for you," and walked away. Next, the apple tree begged, shake me, my apples are ripe." Lena ignored it. "I might get a branch tangled in my hair," she said. Finally, she reached Mother Holle's cottage. The old woman smiled kindly and asked her to help. Lena stayed only a few days, doing the bare minimum and complaining constantly. She never made the bed properly, and no snow fell upon the world. At last, Mother Holle said, "Your service is done. You may go home." Thinking she would receive gold, Lena followed her to the gate. But instead of shining gold, a shower of sticky black pitch poured over her from head to toe. "That is your reward," said Mother Holle calmly, "for laziness and pride." When Lena returned home, the pitch never washed away, and from that day anyone who saw her knew the truth of her heart. As for Greta, she lived kindly and worked hard all her life, and the golden light upon her never faded.